Hello, everybody. Sportscaster here, and I am here with episode 2 in the second issue, which is the college football the final college football playoff rankings, and who shall be going, and what I think of the rankings. First things first, we'll start off with number 1, the Alabama Crimson Tide. This team I hate, but I yet respect from their 13-0 record, pretty much being the crap out of almost every single team ever. The thing, but they have to go up against number 4 Washington, who really hasn't had that much of a schedule. Maybe upsets can happen. Who knows? Next would so I'm pretty much fine with Alabama being at number 1. Then there's number 2 Clemson. This is something I am not happy about. It's because Clemson lost late in the season, which usually, and it happens a lot, when you lose late in the season, you don't get very much love. But apparently they gave Clemson an exception from a 43 to 42 loss to Pitt. Somehow they only went down one spot and they made an easy trip to the playoff. Number 3, also Ohio State, I am not happy with. If there's anybody who should be number 2, it's Ohio State. And no, it's not because I'm a fan of Ohio State at all. That's not it at all. I'm just trying to say Ohio State deserves it more. They have had the strongest schedule. They are in the stronger conference. They pretty much have the stronger everything. They lost to Penn State in the middle of the season, and they still had a danger of not going to the playoff. Clemson lost late, and they had zero danger of not being in the playoff. I don't understand why they moved down one spot. Number 4 is another thing that I am very, very angry about, and that is the Washington Huskies. Why are they even in the playoff? Like, who's Washington, by the way? The thing is here, sure, Washington went 12-1 and beat the number 10 Colorado Buffaloes. But the thing is, Penn State is the Big Ten champion. They should be in the playoff, not Washington. Washington had the second worst non-conference schedule, playing teams like Rutgers and Portland State. So they obviously had an easy 4-0 record. And their only loss was to USC, which was the Southern Pac-12 South runner-up. At number 5 is Penn State. As I said with Washington, Penn State deserves to be in the playoff. I think they 100% deserve it. I think they might even have a small chance to beat Bama. Like, I would think that if there was a game between Washington and Penn State would actually get the upper hand. Because Penn State, as I said, has had a lot tougher schedule. They've played teams like Michigan, Temple, Pittsburgh, Kent State. Well, that's not really the strongest schedule in the world, but it's better than playing teams like Rutgers and Portland State. Another thing, Penn State beat Ohio State. So that means they should have had an easy ticket into the playoff, right? No, just an easy playoff. Just an easy ticket into the Rose Bowl to play against USC. At number 6, probably the only other pick I am happy with is the Michigan Wolverines. And no, as I said, the reason why is not because I hate Michigan, which I don't. Well, I do. But I respect Michigan's play. I respect how they play 100%. I don't respect Jim Harbaugh, as I said in the last video. The thing is, though, they lost 2 of their last 3 games, losing to Ohio State and Iowa, both in very close games. The only reason why Michigan kept it close against Ohio State was because A, Ohio State did not play their best, and B, because Wilton Speight was in there. Imagine what would happen if Tyler O'Corn was in there. Another thing also that I'm going to have to talk about is are the championships and what I feel about that. Starting off with the Big Ten championship. That might have been the best conference championship in all of the conference championships this year, except for maybe the CUSA conference championship. This was against the Wisconsin Badgers versus the Penn State Nittany Lions. Wisconsin was winning 28-7, but Penn State came back and only allowed a field goal in the second half, winning it 38-31. That screams playoff to me. Like, come on. Another conference championship is the CUSA championship between WKU and Louisiana Tech. That game might have been one of the highest scoring games ever in any conference championship. But basically they were neck and neck until one team got the upper hand, which was Louisiana Tech. Or wait, was it WKU? Yeah, I think it was WKU at first, but then Louisiana Tech came back to tie 41-41. Although Louisiana Tech didn't score much, all I remember is that WKU scored more than 50, and that Louisiana Tech only scored like 44 points. Another good championship game was the ACC. People thought that Virginia Tech was going to get the living crap beaten out of them. Well, the people were in for a major surprise. This is another reason why I think Ohio State should be number 2. Virginia Tech made an amazing fight against Clemson, but they just weren't enough as Clemson got the upper hand 42-35. Wait, you only beat number 23 by 7 points? Wait, what? And then, of course, the SEC Championship. I don't even want to say anything about the SEC Championship. I was not happy with it at all. Alabama, the only reason why they won was because of defense. Let's just say that now. The only reason why was because they had like 5 defensive scores. The rest was pretty much Jalen Hurts running the freaking ball and fumbling. And then comes probably the biggest upset of conference championships this year. Temple versus Navy. Unbelievable game for Temple. They're definitely going to be ranked for this, as Temple wins at 34-10. And then the last conference championship I'm going to talk about, which is the MAC Conference Championship against the Ohio Bobcats and the Western Michigan Broncos. The Western Michigan Broncos were highly favored, although there was no upset. Ohio made an amazing fight, although once again Western Michigan got the upper hand 29-23. Do you think that the rankings are very fair? You can tell me in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe. Goodbye.